I want you to stop whatever you're doing right now. Just stop. And think about the last time you woke up in the middle of the night and felt something was off. Not wrong exactly, just off. Maybe it was a sound. Maybe the air felt different. Maybe you couldn't name it at all. Just that quiet, crawling feeling that something in your home had shifted while you were asleep. Most of us brush that off, roll over, go back to sleep. She did too, for 8 months. This story was posted on Reddit about 2 years ago by a user named throwawayalex_29. She deleted the account not long after. I saved the text before it disappeared. Her username is gone, but what she described, that stays with you. This is her story, word for word, as best as I can tell it. Main story, The Guest. Chapter 1, The Beginning. Alex moved into the apartment in January. It was a second-floor unit in a quiet building, the kind of place that's not glamorous but feels safe. Single woman, mid-20s, new job in the city. The apartment had 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, a small kitchen, and a narrow hallway that always felt slightly colder than the rest of the place. She figured it was a draft. She signed the lease, bought a few plants, and called it home. The first strange thing happened in March. She came home from work on a Thursday evening and noticed her coffee mug, the large blue one she always left on the right side of the dish rack, was on the left. She stared at it for a long moment. Then she put it back on the right and didn't think about it again. In April, her shampoo bottle was almost empty. She just bought it. She used a lot of shampoo. She told herself that. Chapter 2, The Counting. In May, something changed inside her. She doesn't explain it well in the post, just says that one morning she woke up and felt the need to count things. She's not sure why. She says it felt almost instinctual, like her body knew something her brain hadn't caught up to yet. She started with the food. She counted the eggs in the carton before she left for work, wrote it on a sticky note. 8 eggs. She came home to 6. She told herself she'd just forgotten eating them. Scrambled eggs, maybe, before bed. She did that sometimes. She counted again the next morning. 6. She came home to 4. Then she counted her towels. She owned 4 bath towels, white, fluffy, a set she'd gotten as a housewarming gift. She washed them every Sunday, folded them, put them in the cabinet. She came home one Tuesday to find one of them damp. She had not showered that morning. She'd been running late and used the gym at work instead. She stood in her bathroom holding that damp towel for a long time, and then she opened the cabinet under the sink. She doesn't know why. Instinct again, maybe. Tucked behind the extra toilet paper was a small bar of soap. Not her soap. Hers was a specific lavender brand she ordered online. This was a plain white bar, hotel soap, the kind you'd pick up off a cart. She put it in a Ziploc bag. She saved it. She's not sure why she didn't call someone right then. She says in the post that she felt embarrassed, like she'd be crazy for suggesting what she was starting to think. Chapter 3, The Evidence Builds. June. She started leaving the apartment differently. She'd arranged small things before she left. A pen placed at a specific angle across a notebook, a chair positioned a certain way, a single piece of tape across the hallway closet door, barely visible, half an inch from the floor. She documented everything with photos. She came home after work on a Wednesday in the second week of June. The tape on the closet door was broken. She did not call the police. She sat on her couch with her phone in her hands for 45 minutes, shaking, trying to talk herself out of what she knew. She told herself, maybe the building super came in, maybe maintenance, maybe a neighbor had the wrong unit, maybe she'd kicked it herself by accident that morning. She replaced the tape. It broke again the next day, and the day after that. Chapter 4, The Search. On a Saturday in late June, while it was still light outside, she searched her apartment. Not casually, systematically. She checked every cabinet large enough to fit a person. The space under her bed, the area behind her washing machine, the back of her walk-in closet where she kept off-season clothes in boxes. She found nothing, no one. But she did find something. Behind the boxes in her walk-in closet, pushed against the far wall, partially hidden by a hanging winter coat, was a small gap she had never noticed before. The wall behind it wasn't solid. It gave slightly when she pressed it, like a panel. She pushed harder. It opened. Behind the panel was a small crawl space, the kind old buildings have, used for pipes, for insulation, forgotten about for decades. Maybe 3 feet wide, 4 feet tall, long enough to lead, she didn't know where. Inside the crawl space, near the opening, were the following items: a folded blanket, thin, gray, a plastic water bottle, used, a small flashlight. The batteries were still good. She pressed the button and it lit up immediately. And a folded piece of paper, worn at the creases like it had been opened and closed many times. She unfolded the paper. It was a handwritten schedule. Her work hours, her gym days, the nights she stayed late, the mornings she left early, written in neat, careful handwriting over a grid that spanned, based on the dates at the top, the last 4 months. Someone had been studying her, not just living in her walls, studying her. She took the paper, the flashlight, and the soap bar. She grabbed her keys and her phone, and she walked out of the apartment, and she did not go back. She called the police from her car. They came. They searched. They found the crawl space. It connected to a utility corridor that ran the length of the building's second floor. At the far end, there was an exit, a maintenance door that opened to the fire escape at the back of the building. The door's lock had been tampered with, professionally. It opened without a key from the inside. They found biological evidence in the crawl space. Someone had been there, repeatedly. They found something else too, but Alex says in her post she was asked by the investigators not to share that detail publicly. She never found out who it was. The case went cold within 6 months. She posted her story because, she says, she wanted other people, especially women living alone, to trust their instincts. The first time I felt something was off, she wrote, I convinced myself I was imagining it. I spent 8 months explaining away things my body already understood. By the time I found the crawl space, whoever it was had been gone for at least 2 days. My therapist says I got lucky. But I don't feel lucky. I feel like I spent 8 months being watched inside the one place I was supposed to be safe. And I still can't sleep without checking the closet. That's the story. I've read a lot of Reddit horror, real accounts, creepypasta, all of it. And what makes this one stick, what makes it different, isn't some supernatural twist or a monster at the end. It's the schedule. The fact that someone sat in a wall, in the dark, and documented her life because they wanted to stay invisible. That's the kind of horror that doesn't need monsters. If you made it this far, subscribe. Not because of the algorithm, because clearly you're someone who doesn't look away, and that's exactly who I'm making these videos for. Drop a comment. What would you have done when you found that tape broken? I'll see you in the next one. Lock your doors.